Straightness is a performance. You are performing to be a straight man. It feels like because of everyone has a mobile phone these days, they can just go on the internet and just say nonsense, even when they are lying on people's names, even when someone means well and they are doing the right thing. Because I don't want to be in community with people who will constantly tell me that I'm going to go to hell.
See, this life don't last forever.
Good morning, Ndewo Keki Mekedo. This is the gay Igbo man who is juicy, glowy, moisturized, hydrated, and unbothered, doing what needs to be done, protected by my ancestors, divinely protected. You are welcome here. This is the African Gay Igbo vlog channel. Welcome to the vlog. I have an appointment. I'm going for a gyrotonic class. Okay, I am ready. I did a quick get ready with me for TikTok and YouTube shorts and things like this. I don't know, I'm such in a haste that I won't be able to show you my outfit. I'm in the car. Let me welcome you properly to the vlog. Welcome to the African Gay Igbo vlog channel. Ndewo Dalo Kekime. How are you? I have a gyrotonic class, as I was saying earlier, and I had done a get ready with me quickly, and my man is driving. He's taking me there. Yesterday was my birthday. I got a year older, maybe wiser, or maybe more stupid, but that's by the way. And my message today is, if you are in an environment where you are suffocated culturally and otherwise, sometimes you need to move from that space. You need to move away from people like that. For someone like me who did not really actually realize that there's a possibility for me to have a chosen family aside from the family that are my biological family, I freaking suffered for years seeking for acceptance, validation, and permission to live my life. I said this on the podcast for next Tuesday, where I said that when I first moved to the UK, because of I was so wary of the support from my brother and acceptance and things like this, I denied myself of the possibility of living my life the way I wanted. And that is something that I have some form of regret, and it's what it was and it's what it is. But the thing is that the whole thing I really was afraid of happened, and my life still continued, and I'm still living my life. For you to be able to be yourself unapologetically and maybe heal from years of trauma based on the things you've listened to and heard around you as someone that is gay, especially if you are gay and comes from an African household, you need to step away from some of these people to heal, to be your whole self. I hope this resonates with you. I was speaking to my friend, one of my very close friends this morning, Ola, and we're talking about expectations, what it does to us as people from Africa. And if you're from Nigeria, people expect you to do certain things that sometimes is beyond your power as a human being, and you take these expectations of the things that they want you to be and who they want you to be and what you should do, and you take them for yourself subconsciously without actually realizing that you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be able to do that, do this, get this done, everything should be like this, yada. I am guilty of that as well, because I feel like I should do this, everything should be like this, I should achieve that, I should do this and do that. And sometimes a lot of these things cannot extremely be healthy for you, especially someone that is gay. And I was talking to my friend, I was saying, like, sometimes as someone that is gay, you have a lot of these people who will be asking you for help, but they literally hate you for being a gay person. They think you should go to hell, that you belong in hellfire, everything about you is horrible, and they still want you to help, and they still expect you to do certain things for them. I've had experiences where I have done things for some relatives of mine, and they still go ahead to tell me that I'm going to go to hell, that my life is miserable, and say things that are just awful. You need to find a way for yourself to create boundaries, to distance yourself from certain people. And some people can be cut off permanently. That doesn't make you a bad person. What it does mean is that you knowing that creating boundaries and living your life unapologetically, and removing some of these people from you means that you have clarity. It doesn't make you a cruel person, it doesn't make you a wicked person, it just shows that you have clarity. And I think that therapy is something that is absolutely important. I go to therapy, I haven't been in a while, but this is something that is absolutely important for you if you can afford it. Because my goodness, you don't need to be around certain people that are just higgy and haga, that are going to make your world and your life miserable. Anyway, let's go to this gyrotonic class and hopefully go to dinner. The weather is really, really amazing today. I'm loving it. It's giving proper summer and we're not even in June. There is something, I don't really know what to make of it. The craziness that goes through certain people's head who are constantly speaking to me crazy. I mean, especially some of these Igbo men. And I'm looking at them. I just feel like some of them are not heterosexual men. Because there's a massive difference between you being a heterosexual and being a straight person. Straightness is a performance. You are performing to be a straight man. It is a performance. That's what it is. Because if you are biologically attracted to women, there is nothing in this world that will make you be so occupied with what a gay man does. A lot of these people, some of them who build something on my profile, on my videos, like me is a he goat, if you don't understand the Igbo language. Some of them will write a lot of this nonsense that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And sometimes when I try to like react or make a video to respond to some of these crazy people that are suffering from religious psychosis, my man would be like, just don't do it because this is not even good for you mentally and things like this. And I rarely do not respond. Like 99.9% of the time I don't respond. When I choose to respond, I go to the gutters because I know this, the things I will say. Especially I get really, really annoyed when a gay person, a queer person is told that you're going to die, we're going to kill you, we're going to do this and all of these things. That is something that really, really annoys the crap out of me. And that's when I really, really respond. I mentioned this in the last vlog, I can't remember. Yeah, I think I did, when we were in Paris. There's something that a lot of this platform does, and this happens to me a lot on TikTok especially. I will get a lot of homophobia. Gay people will be told a lot of nonsense. They will tell you that they are going to kill you with their bare hands. And once you respond, you are the one being censored. The way they moderate their platforms is crazy. The other time I was on TikTok live in Paris in the bathroom, and TikTok brought me down saying that I was doing some sexual things, that I was naked. It does not make any sense to me whatsoever. But the truth of the matter is that I am never going to be silenced. That is never going to happen. As I was thinking about this, I just remembered when I first moved to the UK. I had some culture shocks, but there's something that really, really stayed with me that I never forget. One of my friends was talking to somebody, and the guy was only okay with having sex with him and was not really, really wanting to be in any romantic relationship with him. When he was having the conversations with me, I kept saying to him, if you and this guy like each other and you love each other like this and you've been seeing them for like 4 years and he doesn't even want to go to dinner with you, he doesn't want to go anywhere with you, but he says to you that he likes you and he likes to have sex with you. I don't know. I just felt like he was giving fetishization, and then I realized that some of these people only want to have sex with you, but they don't want to be in a romantic relationship with you. I had other situations as well, because here I am living in a country where I am free, I can do whatever I want to do, and at the same time I was having this situation where I felt unease, and I had this panic attack one time. Not really a panic attack, but it was sort of like a situation whereby I was so excited for being able to do whatever I want to do, and at the same time I was struggling with living my life because I was worried about my relatives, my brother especially. It was a crazy situation, and I went to a gay sauna. I mentioned this on the podcast as well. I went to this gay sauna. It's on Ducey Street in Manchester. I got in there. I was so excited that I'm able to do something like this. I can live my life. And at the same time, I was scared at the same time. It was just a crazy thing. I don't know the best way to explain this, but it was one of the experiences I had that was wild. Those are the things that has propelled me to not give an F about what anybody thinks. At the end of the day, people are going to say nonsense. They are going to say whatever they want to say. They are going to condemn you. They are going to tell you that you are wrong. They are going to tell you that you are a sinner, that God did not create you. The common words I see on my videos all the time is repent. God punish you. Find Jesus before it's too late. You are not going to end well. Your life is horrible. You will die painful. Like, it's so horrible. And a lot of these people try to say that they are Christians. My dear, I do not freaking care. Let's get into my outfit. Let's do it quickly. I'm wearing this ring that I got from this vintage store in Paris. My wristwatch from Tissot. Why is my wristwatch so loose? My bracelets and my tank top is from COS. This baseball cap is thrifted. This shirt is an oldie from Ralph Lauren. My denim pants is a collaboration between JW Anderson and Uniqlo. I'm wearing these penny loafers from GH Bars. My tote bag is from Brains. The weather is really, really good today. I don't even know why I took my jacket, but I did. So that's the outfit. Yeah, and my man is holding the camera for me. Sorry about the sound in the car. We came back to the car. My man was holding the camera. I just haven't really looked at how he recorded me when I was doing my outfit of the day. We arrived too early. The appointment is at 2 and it's 15 minutes past 1. So
it's at 1:30.
Oh, it's 1:30? Why did you say 2?
I said 1:30.
Oh, the appointment is at 1:30. I thought it was 2. The appointment is at 1:30. So we arrived at 1. So it's 1:16 and no one is there. This weather is so nice. We're going to sit in the car now. He just turned up the air conditioner. He has to turn that back on because this is hot. Anyway, I was saying a bit. I am crying. Can you see my eyes? Crying. We just had lunch and we came into this car. This car is so freaking hot. It was so hot in the car that my man had to turn the air conditioner on. It's crazy. Some people literally don't actually question anything when it comes to whatever it is that they are fed in a religious setting. This is why a lot of people think that homosexuality is a sin. That is why they want to send you to hell and condemn you. I've had this conversation with my man before where he said that it's the homophobic people who are condemning gay people that are actually the sinners. Maybe, right?
Because the actual sin is hurting somebody else. It's not having sex with somebody else consensually. So the sin is hurting anybody, the original sin. And these stupid people that believe in this religion, whatever it is, they hurt people that haven't done anything to them at all. But they are told by their idiot pastors that homosexuality is a sin. But it's not even in the original Bible. It didn't even make it into the 10 Commandments. So yeah.
There you have it. I saw a video. I think it was on Roland Martin and they were just showing a few pastors. Somebody was talking about this pastor. And this particular pastor, they showed a video of her where she was telling the congregation that God said to her that somebody should pay $100,000. I remember this happening in Nigeria a few years ago. Actually, one of my sister's friends went to this church. Oh, she knew people who went to this church. And he was praying and said, so come out and give 1 million, give 2 million. Nobody was saying anything to him. And he said, if he was in my ministry, this is easy. How is it that God is always telling you so-called men of God that people should give you money? If truly there is eternity and you're going to be rewarded for being a good person, for doing all the right things, a lot of these pastors will rather suffer on earth, and a lot of these men of God will rather suffer on earth so that they can get eternal reward. Or what do? They fly private jets, they wear all the expensive clothes, they go on the expensive holidays, they have all the nice things, and then they will be there and preach and tell you that gay people are sinners, this and that, yada. I am so shocked, and I'm always surprised that in 2026 people are still extremely religious and not asking questions. My dear, I stopped going to any of these churches as soon as I got the right to do whatever I want to do, because I don't want to be in community with people who will constantly tell me that I'm going to go to hell. I don't want that, because I understand that I'm not a sinner and I'm not in denial and I question things and I'm not suffering from religious psychosis. I ask questions. You're not going to tell me to put my head into a fire and I'll put my head in there without asking you questions. That is never going to be me, because I always ask questions. If you are an LGBTQIA plus individual watching this, you are not a sinner. It is 29 degrees. What the hell? 29 freaking degrees for today is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't know what I'm going to do. My nose is like fire. Like it's on fire. Extremely. Pollen is flogging the crap out of me. Can you see my eyes? Can you see? Oh my days. I just saw some people. They were staring at this homosexualist that I am. I was like, why are they freaking looking at me? And this place, from what my man was saying, is close to like the gay village. This is literally giving their own canal streets. Baby, there's a new show coming out on Channel 4 in the UK. It's called Tiptoe by Russell T. Davis. I cannot wait to watch that. He's the man that created It's a Scene. I thought you watched that with me. Can you put flower on that? Something like this. Oh, this is nice. This is really cool. Oh, this is really nice. It's really heavy though. Can you put that in the fridge? Mm-hmm. Okay, then we should get that. Mm-hmm. We should get that. We went into this shop because I wanted to get like a flower vase, a wood flower vase, something like this that will match like a particular aesthetic for me, and we just couldn't find it, but we ended up buying a container for butter, for storing butter in the fridge. My feet was killing me. These loafers, whenever I wear this for a long time, it gets to a point where it becomes really painful. I had to take them off, and it's going to be difficult for me to wear this when we get back, because I don't have any shoe on with me. We decided not to go to dinner. No dinner, it's okay. I will have dinner another day. We decided to go eat something, so we got some form of snacks. We got pizza and matcha. You know the thing, I must confess, this is the first time I'm having a matcha. I've never had a matcha before. Baby, have you had matcha before?
I always drink the matcha latte.
Matcha latte? Yeah, I've had matcha latte, but it's not like matcha with ice like this. It's really nice, really good. I loved it. Before we went there to go and do this, I was falling asleep because I went to bed late last night. I went to bed at 1:35 late last night. And when we came back from Paris, because I wanted to record the episode for this past Tuesday, I stayed up, recorded the episode, and then went ahead to edit, because I am my own editor, I am my own promoter, I am my own videographer, I am my own podcast producer. We are doing everything here ourselves with no assistance. Okay?
Excuse me?
Oh, my baby said, excuse me, what?
Excuse you?
Because my baby takes my pictures as well and helps me in a lot of things. Yeah, he tries. Bulk of the thing, the main thing, the difficult ones, I do. Good afternoon, good day. How are you? Hope you're good. I just had a shower. We are supposed to go somewhere. My man's ex-sister-in-law, her husband had a birthday a day after mine, and we're going to go there. And we're going to sit outside. I just don't even care. I went to bed late last night again. I just don't know why I did that. I feel like getting some snacks as well from the supermarket before we go there. We have gone to the supermarket. We got some kind of like rye bread, and it's really, really nice. I was just thinking of something this morning, not this morning, this afternoon actually, because I posted a video yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I can't remember. It was a Get Ready With Me. Yeah, the day before yesterday was my birthday, I think. I can't remember, I'm not thinking now. On the 21st. What date is today? 23rd. So on the 21st, I posted this video. So I was checking today. I went on Instagram. I posted these skincare, body care products that I use that I like, a few of them. So I saw some of the comments. Social media has created a place where people think that it is okay for them to say things that they will never, ever dare say to you if they see you anywhere. One of the guys that was so mean to me on my live stream sometime, I think it was last year or early this year, and I saw them in Manchester City Centre on Whitworth Street, and the way he moved, I know this, that he's new in the UK, and I said to myself that you can try and move mad here, then you will see what happens to you, because a lot of you think that it is okay for you to just carry your nonsense behavior from wherever you are and bring it to this part of the world and think it is okay. And some of you just don't understand that it is illegal and a crime to be homophobic and things like this. And somebody was writing something on my comments today where they said, which ancestors? They just say things that are extremely awful to me, forgetting that I'm a human being. It's so funny to me. The ones who will say to me that I'm a homosexual because of poverty, that I look hungry. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. We took a shortcut to be able to bypass the traffic. We're trying to go into the highway again. We're supposed to be there at 6, right? I'm almost there. This is the countryside. We're in the woods, literally. We're just driving up to the house. I did not really bother to dress up today because we are in the countryside. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping. I just wanted to go through what I'm wearing. Super simple, casual knockabout. I took a jacket because we're sitting outside. We were just having burger. I'm going to go through this my simple outfit. This baseball cap is from Esprit. My polo shirt is from Ralph Lauren. My denim pants is from Bershka. My trainers is from Nike. I'm wearing this, my try and trusted tote bag from Renz. This bag have seen better days. My goodness. That's my quick outfit of the day. Is 7:30 in the evening. It is not even summer and it is this bright and the nice weather. Let me go and meet them because they will be like, what is he doing? Good afternoon, Ndewo, Okeke, how are you? I came to get antihistamine. My man has gone to get it at the pharmacy because my nose is on fire. I'm sorry about the sound because it's so hot today, so I have the air conditioner on in the car whilst I wait for him. It feels like because of everyone has a mobile phone these days, they can just go on the internet and just say nonsense even when they are lying on people's names. Even when someone means well and they are doing the right thing. People sometimes will say certain things about certain people just because of they don't like them and because they want to get followers and things like this and subscribers and whatever. I've seen a few things recently where they talked about certain black women who are really doing things that are wonderful, and because of these people don't like them, they just want to speak crazy on their name. Absolutely mad. Anyway, my man just came back. We just need to go. We are on our way. We want to go and get ice cream. What I was saying before about people on social media thinking that they can just speak to people and speak about people crazy when that person means well, and they cannot even do 1% of the things that the people do, especially some of these black women that they've been attacking unnecessarily for just no reason. I feel like some people just like to be bad mind people. I swear, some of you are just bad belly people. That's all I'm going to say. Because it doesn't make any sense. If you think that someone is doing something that is wrong, then prove to us that that person is wrong. Because what a lot of you do sometimes is just being mean. You're just being mean.
No holds barred, I'm there. And I'm more acting. You might break me.
We have finished with our ice cream. It was really, really nice. I wanted vanilla, stracciatella, and caramel, but they didn't have caramel, so I had hazelnut. It was really, really good. Make sure to go and check out my TikTok, my Instagram, listen to Igbo Queer and Unfiltered podcast. The podcast is every Tuesday. You can listen to the podcast on every podcast platform that you listen to your podcast on. Anyhow, have a wonderful time. I will see you in the next vlog.